The presidential palace in Sudan has been seized in a paramilitary coup.
Here's a summary of the article.
Khartoum, Sudan's main paramilitary group, said it had seized the presidential palace, the army chief's residence in Khartoum International Airport on Saturday in an apparent coup attempt, but the military said it was fighting back. The army said it was fighting the RSF at sites the paramilitaries said they had taken. A major confrontation between the RSF and the army could plunge Sudan into widespread conflict as it struggles with economic breakdown and tribal violence, and could also derail efforts to move towards elections. The clashes follow rising tensions between the army and the RSF over the RSF's integration into the military, and who should oversee the process. The RSF accused the army of carrying out a plot by loyalists of former strongman President Omar Hassan al-Bashir, who was ousted in 2019 and attempting a coup itself. The Sudanese Armed Forces spokesperson told the Al Jazeera Mubashir television station that the army would respond to any irresponsible actions, as its forces clashed with the RSF in Khartoum and elsewhere in the country. The RSF, which analysts say is 100,000 strong, said its forces were attacked first by the army, saying in a statement earlier on Saturday that the army had surrounded one of its bases and opened fire with heavy weapons.
This post received a score of 26,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Which authoritarian warlord is gonna be in charge this time?
General Hemeti.
Oodle, why does Egypt want to attack the dam?
The dam controls the majority of the water going into the Nile. They are siphoning it off for the next 5 years to create a reservoir for the dam. The dam will solve most of Ethiopia's energy problems and will allow them to become a more advanced country. Egypt is totally dependent on the Nile. Droughts caused by the new dam could severely damage the whole country. On top of that, Egypt got most of its food from Ukraine, which has been thrown into turmoil too.
Greater than Egypt is totally dependent on the Nile. Even that is underselling it. Egypt has 100 million people, which is almost as much as France and Spain combined. Almost their entire population lives in the Nile's banks. I mean, look at the population density map of Egypt. I'm sure no one will have a problem guessing where the Nile River goes through.
Dang it, I guessed wrong. He was so sure.
Never a dull day on earth, is there?
I had my money on Haiti being the next country to collapse any day now, sadly, and Sudan goes and steals their thunder when they need it most. This world sucks sometimes.
Haiti has already been collapsed for a while now.
Right. Collapse to what? What possible stage is next?
The island crashing into the mainland. That would breach Haiti's hull and cause it to sink.
Well, as long as they don't pull a Guam and put too many people on the island.
Man, and I thought I was inarticulate. This guy sounds high, not to mention stupid.
Thanks bot, because the mobile version was literally just a headline with endless ads, no body text in sight.
Sudan for those who want to follow closely. Man, that sub was surprisingly wholesome for all of the crazy that goes down in that country.
I know one of the lost boys and he's such a kind and gentle dude. But you ask him for some stories and boy, he's got them in spades. Talks about how they'd put them in pits with dead bodies as punishment. Talks about how he's had to kill to protect his business. Insane stories from his time in their army. It's bananas. He's a badass. But if you talk to him, he's so soft-spoken and kind. I have a feeling most Sudanese are like this, outside of the extreme ones being greedy with power.
Greater than outside of the extreme ones being greedy with power, microcosm of humanity right there.
Unfortunately.
I meet a guy who escaped from Sudan from being a slave. He took a few bullet wounds and left his brothers, sisters, mother and father behind, all being in slaves and being bred by the plantation owner for use in the fields and home. Fuck that government. I'm pretty sure the coup will make that government even more horrible, but still, fuck that country for openly allowing that kind of behavior openly without consequences.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.